If you are the type of person who likes the idea of getting paid to write, you might need to update your outlook on how realistic it is to achieve that goal. Are you still stuck in that mentality from the 1980s that says writers need to be starving artists? That is not true. It's possible now to make a solid living as a writer for hire. If you understand the gig economy and the reason that the gig economy resulted from the digital age, then you'll understand why there are so many more opportunities now for writers. The internet has brought everybody closer together. So now it's possible for people to hire freelancers. It creates a situation where so many people and business entities are hiring freelancers that it puts you at a disadvantage if you don't hire freelancers, if you don't outsource some work to experts who are readily available and only an email away. Then you're not going to be able to keep up with the fast pace, the hectic action of the digital age. So now for writer people like me and you, that turns everything around. It makes it so that we have a whole internet full of opportunity. However, the rude awakening goes like this. You think you like writing, but that's only because you like to write about the stuff you like to write about. Are you sure you like the idea of writing about some other person's business or research topic or website? Are you sure you'd like to write ad copy or sales scripts? How about using your writing skills as a social media manager? Welcome to the digital age, where it's possible to make money as a ghostwriter or a pen manager or any of a number of different types of roles you can play as a writer. If you have Facebook friends who would like to make money by writing, you can link them to this video with 3 ideas for providing online writing services in the gig economy of the digital age. One way to make a living as a writer is to contact some academic writing services and ask if you can write some papers for them. If you're okay with the ethics of academic writing, you can find opportunities through websites like drmydocument.com. People need papers. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying online class assistants are a reality of the digital age. The number of hours Americans work has increased by almost 8% in the past 40 years. 8% is kind of a lot when you're talking about the number of hours in somebody's work week. Americans' jobs are competitive, so they need to complete degrees, but their jobs are so competitive that they need to focus on work constantly. And from their perspective, it doesn't make sense to stop and turn their attention to a homework assignment. They keep their attention on their real jobs in the real world, and they hire an online class assistant to do research for them, to write for them, and then if it's a writing style that they like, then if they review everything and they approve of what has been written for them, then they can write their own material to turn into papers, but it saves them a lot of time to have somebody do the research and send them papers that are 100% original and that cite good, strong, scholarly sources, peer-reviewed empirical articles. That's the kind of writing that people need if they're trying to complete a graduate degree. You'll need to learn how to use APA format and cite sources that are from original research studies, qualitative and quantitative research studies. It sounds complicated because it's deliberately made to sound complicated so that academia can seem prestigious, but it's actually very easy for someone like you who has a talent for language and writing. It's very easy to begin speaking the language of qualitative and quantitative research methodology. Just read a few studies and you'll get the hang of it right away. Now, another change that has happened in the past 40 years is a giant increase in the number of English learners who are completing degrees in the United States. People who learned English as a second or third language, those people hire academic writers for help getting across that language barrier that interferes with their research and writing and slows them way down and makes them doubt themselves. People who are English learners represent another category of people who hire writers for assistance with grad school, but they are not trying to be lazy or anything like that. They just want, if they can afford it, then it makes sense to hire someone like a consultant. And it's the same for anyone, even someone who is a native English speaker who grew up in the United States still can benefit from hiring an academic writer, because all study and all writing is easier and better in collaboration when you have another person to exchange ideas with, rather than trying to do it in isolation, trying to do your studies in a vacuum. That's one of the most difficult things for people. For a busy adult to hire a writer to do some research for example, for a literature review proposal for your PhD degree, if you need to do a review of all the empirical articles that have been published in the past few years about your research topic, then you can go and do that. You can spend weeks or months doing it, but also you'd probably like to hire a professional researcher and see what that person comes up with. It only costs a few $100s, and it's just such a huge value to get another human to thoughtfully research your topic. You see what that person comes up with. Then that will give you a much more well-rounded perspective on your research topic that you've chosen for your PhD degree. So you can see it's really not about laziness or trying to beat the system or anything like that. In the digital age, someone who's in grad school really can enjoy a much better experience of studying their research topic if they hire one or more professional academic researchers to do a little bit of work for them. A little bit goes a long way when you hire a professional academic researcher who understands deeply all the different quantitative and qualitative research designs that are used in these articles, how to very deeply understand each article that is reviewed while you're painting a picture to show readers the current state of research about the topic that you're writing about. For that kind of task, it's very useful for people to hire an academic writer. And if you have a talent for language and writing, you certainly can do very well as a professional academic writer. And I can tell you from my experience as a professional writer that the greatest demand for online writing services comes from busy degree candidates who are they either suck at writing papers or they don't have enough hours in the day. There's a lot of statistical data that shows that Americans work more hours on average than most other working class people in nations of the developed world. On average, working class people in Europe spend 7% to 19% less time at work each year than the average working class American, constantly. For some people, it makes a lot of sense to hire an academic writing service. Now that American higher education has become so expensive and the degree programs are all online, I can understand why a lot of busy people would like to use an academic writing service. But let's forget all that. Let's move on to a different option. Another option to make money online in the gig economy of the digital age is to work as a content manager for website owners. Anyone who wants to make money writing should position herself to be hired as a content manager for online businesses. The key is to become active. If you're active online and you deliberately try to connect with people, then you can get gigs. All you need to do is blog intelligently about a topic that is important to you. I'll give you an example. If you are an animal lover and your idea of a perfect life would be to write about animals and animal health and the issues important to animal lovers, then it's a good idea for you to start a blog all about some kind of niche concept associated with pet ownership or healthcare for animals or whatever it is that you can find some inspiration to write about. Whatever it is that you could find yourself spending hours just watching informative videos and reading articles about a specific topic, like something about preventative medicine for your dog or whatever animal lovers are all about, the stuff that you would really enjoy researching for a long time and then explaining to your friends, whatever that is, you're probably thinking about it right now. That thing that you like to go online and learn more and more about, and look on Wikipedia and look for empirical research articles and then explain it to your friends because it's something that's worth knowing about and they don't realize how useful it is or how important it is. What is that topic for you? Whatever that topic is, you can blog about it and hopefully it's something that can solve a problem for the types of people who are likely to hire you. So for example, right now I'm creating this video about writing services and it just so happens that the way I make my living is by providing writing service. So that's very relevant, and this video will be seen by people who I might get gigs from. That's the whole point. This video of getting paid writing gigs in the digital age, and my ulterior motive is that I'm hoping this article will be seen by people who need to hire a writer, and then they'll decide to hire me. To make this all clear, I'll share my two-step process for getting gigs and helping people promote their websites or brands. Step 1, start a blog about something that interests you and have fun with it. You can make a blog that has only text content, but if you're a little more ambitious, maybe you'll make it a video blog and you'll record short videos of yourself talking about the concepts that you wrote about. This might be very rewarding for you because talking about the concepts that are important to you activate entirely different parts of the brain than typing about them. And you might find that you get a lot of great new ideas from the experience of making a video. But if you feel like making a video is a little bit too extroverted for you, that's understandable. So consider downloading the program called Audacity. It's free. It's Audacity. And you can find it with a Google search easily. And make an audio blog that's a little bit more my speed. Make a blog that people can either read or listen to or both. If you want to make a video like this one, you can go to screencast-o-matic.com, and that is a pretty user-friendly screencast program that you can use to turn your writing into video content. So that's step 1. You start a blog or an audio blog or a video blog, or you can call it a podcast, whatever you like. Now, step 2 is participate on Upwork, Guru, Freelancer, and Fiverr, or just start with one of those. Start with one of those websites. Create a profile on Upwork.com Upwork.com. That's a freelancing website where a lot of people who are serious about hiring freelancers will go to Upwork and participate there. Now, on your profile for Upwork or any of those other freelancer websites, link people to your blog to show them your writing style. Sometimes the freelancer websites will not want to let you link people to your blog because they're afraid you'll cut them out of the deal and they won't get their fee. But I know Upwork is one website that does allow you to link people to your blog. Show your blog in your portfolio, let people see your writing style, let people see that you're motivated and currently available and you're producing content right now. And that's how they'll know it's not going to be a waste of time to try to contact you. It really doesn't take much. All it takes is for you to be active right now. And that's it. That's steps 1 and 2. Step 1 is to start a blog so you have something to show people. You don't just have nothing at all. Don't just be someone who sends someone a message on Upwork, for example, and you don't have anything at all to show. You don't have any examples of your own work. You have to actually upload some examples of your writing, and the easiest, best way to do that is to blog about something that interests you. And then step 2 is to participate on a freelancing website like Upwork, Guru, Freelancer, or Fiverr, and then showcase your blog and showcase other examples of your writing. It's very easy to do that. There are a lot of different ways to do it, and if you want some suggestions, you can definitely feel free to contact me. You will get gigs because you'll show everyone your blog, and the writing style on your blog will be exactly right for some people. Get excited because it's really nice to work for people who like your writing style. And of course, there's a lot more you can do besides the things I just discussed just now. But I explain it this way, in this very simple way, because I want to emphasize how easy it can be. If you don't begin by starting your own blog, then it's very difficult to get paid writing gigs. But if you start a blog about something that interests you, it becomes kind of easy to get paid writing gigs because it's easy for you to link people to the stuff that you're writing, and what they see will be writing that is actually inspired. So it will be some of your best writing because it will be your blog about whatever topic you choose to write about. It doesn't even matter if your blog is about a topic that is completely different from what the client wants you to write about. The important thing is for the client to be able to see that you're capable of the kind of inspired writing that comes from that strange place in the mind where all the best writing comes from. So you should start a blog, and you should give your blog a unique name that people can find with a Google search. When you do that, and people can find your brand name with a Google search, it gives you a lot of legitimacy. And a third way to get started as a writer for hire is to find paid writing gigs on Reddit. I wondered why there was such high quality content on Reddit, and finally I came to this conclusion. Reddit is a great source of information because Reddit users are smarter than average internet users. Reddit users are smarter than average because it takes some time to figure out how to use Reddit, and that filters out a lot of people with short attention spans. So if you want to make money offering your writing services online, it's good to participate on Reddit and have conversations with smart people, because smart people are probably succeeding in what they're trying to do, and that means they probably have a budget for hiring someone like you to do their content marketing, social media management. On Reddit, you'll see a lot of opportunities in the subreddit called Writing Service, the subreddit called Hire a Writer, the subreddit called For Hire. Those are subreddits where people are actively searching for writers that they can hire. But you can also go to other subreddits, like the one called Startup or the subreddit called Entrepreneur, and connect with people who are trying to promote their businesses. Have some genuine conversation with them and show interest in their projects. Get one of them to invest a small amount to get a great keyword-rich article from you. Let them see if they like your writing style. There's a whole internet full of people who can benefit from your writing service. As soon as you get your first paid writing gig, you'll feel some momentum and you'll find your way forward. If your client allows it, you can add the project to your portfolio on LinkedIn or on your blog website or on Upwork. Especially your Upwork profile is a great thing to show people. Upwork makes it possible for you to take little tests online to prove your skill. You can also use screencast-o-matic.com to make a video to add to your Upwork profile, and then that will get you a lot of gigs. As time goes by, you can also watch YouTube tutorials about content marketing, social media promotion, search engine optimization, and a lot of other skills that will make you more useful to more and more people who are trying to achieve their goals online. A few decades ago, it was very difficult to make a living as a writer, but in the information age, it's the opposite. It's easy to get started as a freelance writer for hire, and after you get started, it becomes easier and easier as you gain experience and build a portfolio that is more and more impressive every year.